Hi, welcome back. As I said in the previous chapter, I was going to finish these two Calatheas in this episode. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's under my Calathea playlist. And I did an arrangement. I address a orbifolia. I address over fertilizer and a bunch of other things that if you like Calatheas, you're going to find interesting or useful. What I have left for this episode is one of the Helen Kennedy's Calatheas and the two silver plates. So let's jump in because the silver plates are gonna go in a self-watering pot. All I need here is to add a wick to this, a base, and let's remove whatever these have coming in. Now these are it might be peat moss, it might be cocoa quartz, but it doesn't have any perlite whatsoever. Now the good thing is different from the other ones in the previous episode is on these little plants I don't see those fertilizer usually ever, but what I do see is a massive cork that we're gonna remove anyway. Even though that this is gonna stay in a system that is consistently moist, this cork, if you can see it right here. Right now you can see the moisture level on the surrounding media compared to the cork. The cork is drier, so it will become hydrophobic and isolated from the rest of it much faster, and eventually will harm the plant. Because believe me, they don't dissolve. It's an adhesive with the peat moss, and it doesn't crumble. It might take years probably for this to dissolve with the consequent waterings. In those years, this creates a possibility for dry rot or even root rot if it gets too moist. As I mentioned also in the previous video, this has been a wish list, a plant on my wish list, and I was shocked when I found it at Home Depot. You're gonna find it there in the last episode of this week's finds, because this was this week. And I explained in the previous episode while the rush into repotting this as the usual acclimatizing that I do. In this case, it's not the fertilizers, it's the cork. And even though that the plant is going to be in a self-watering pot, I can guarantee you that the humidity level, even though that on the staircase it stays consistently above 60%, is still not the same as being in a nursery or in a greenhouse. And I'm really not familiar with this particular variety of Calathea. This one has grown like really outside the pot. That's another reason that it's good to do this now, because once they grow out of the pot, they start tangling with each other, like right here, and then we produce unnecessary breakage of the root system. It's so heavy on adhesive right here that is like a cork consistency. Have some water, let it soak a little more so that comes off easier. Now this one, like for example, this is reusable soil because it doesn't have any crap in it. But I want to know what I have here. It's just peat moss and perlite. And if you notice, the soil level is quite high into the stems. So I try to keep up the soil level the same. Let me give it a rinse and we can finish this up. Let me wrap up here with the humidity, the temperature, and the light that they're getting. Again, in foot candles. They're in my kitchen and they're getting about 30 or 20 with that grow light. They get maybe like between 185 on some of the leaves, and then move a little bit to 175, and the lowest is like about 54. Thank you so much for sticking around, and stay tuned for the next episode. I'm gonna do some exciting philodendrons. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.